At this point, what genre of music do you consider yourself as a DJ?
As a DJ, I think I get labeled as a hip hop DJ. I play open format when I'm DJing, but I get labeled as a hip hop DJ because of Rolling Loud and my affiliation with hip hop.
What's your definition of an open format DJ?
Open format DJ, well, my definition and what the definition of open format is in the industry, I think, are two separate things.
Give me both.
Um, Open format in the industry is another way of saying hip hop DJ for like top 40 clubs without saying hip hop DJ in a nice way. For me, being an open format DJ means I can play multiple uh, types of music in one set. It'd be dope. Like, so I can play house music, reggae, I can play hip hop, I can play Latin music, I can play all that in a set and still keep the crowd no matter, what type of what, like if it's a mixed crowd, I can play to that type of crowd.
Now, what makes a great DJ?
There's multiple things. I think it's skill set, like the being able to mix songs. Not so much you don't have to cut. Not every DJ cuts and scratches and does everything. But I think being able to mix songs, being able to read a crowd and tell what a crowd wants to hear. Um, Song selection is one of the most important parts. Uh, but at the same time, anyone can play what's hot out. Like anyone can go and play a Drake song or a Future song or a Dirk song. Like anyone can do that. But playing those songs that people haven't heard and like dropping and the timing and everything, I think that is what makes the difference between a great DJ and a mediocre DJ. It's like the timing and hitting people with songs that they haven't heard and like the last thing they think they were gonna hear and they hear it and they're like, oh, I forgot about that, and you get that energy rush.
Now, how long have you been in the music industry for?
Oh man,
Rough
and
estimate.
like in a major way or just like in general. Like I mean, like I've been DJing since I was 10 years old. I've been in a band when I was 16. I was touring at 18 in the band. And then as a DJ, moving to Orlando, I got like involved in the industry at like 22, I think.
Care to
So
share your current age?
36.
And for time reference, it's September 2021 now.
Yes.
In your opinion, from what you've seen, what you've experienced, what's the biggest mistake DJs make?
Um, Undercutting other DJs. I believe that's a big mistake because it does nothing but hurt yourself. It lowers, especially like the markets and everything. Like it sets the markets up. Like the the price of a DJ should be held by all the DJs. Now there's certain levels of it. There's the openers and the headliners and so on with the experience, but taking gigs from somebody just because you take the lower price is doing nothing but hurting you because you have to work up to build your brand.
How does one know how to even know what they're worth or know the price
And
that they are
that's a great question.
or where they fit and things of that
Yeah,
nature?
I mean every market's gonna be different. Like I'm in Miami, it's a very high paying market, which is dope. But if you go to, Orlando, for example, it's definitely not as high. Like there's ceilings because of the pricing of things. Bottle service might not be as expensive. You might, door might be free. People can just walk in and out. So you really got to base it off like the overhead of some of the establishments. But most DJs know, what type of pricing that is going on. They know what you kind of know what the top DJs are getting, what the middle of the line guys and the new guys are getting. If it's like $100, 150, 200, and then like some of the top guys are getting like 500 in that range.
Now, have you made the same mistake yourself, or are you just going off observation here?
Um,
Undercutting.
yeah, I've never undercut anybody. Definitely not. I've lost gigs to undercutting. And I've seen that issue too, because a lot of those guys that undercut don't have the skill or the talent too to jump to do some of the rooms. So they last like a month max because they don't know how to DJ. There's a reason why they have to undercut, because the talent's not there to generate the people wanting to book them.
So how do you react to that when that's happened? You lose a gig because somebody undercuts you, but then that same person that was inquiring about your price or thinking about hiring you comes back and says, "You know what? I'm back."
I
What's
mean,
how'd you
yeah,
react to it?
I roll with the punches. I learned early on, like, this DJ game's really up and down, like really up and down. Like, one week I could have no gigs, and next week I could have all booked out, double booked out. So it's very up and down. So I kind of just roll with the punches. I don't take it personal, and I know what it is. So people do their own business. They handle their business. As long as I'm getting paid what I'm asking for, and I'm getting treated properly, I'm cool.
Now, what annoys you the most with the music industry at this point, if anything? Do you have a pet peeve?
Uh,
Something that bugs you, bothers you, gets under your skin, perhaps?
right now, I think it's just like the oversaturation of music can be like, it's like flash in the pan music. Like, you'll have some of these songs that, like, you would think are gonna hit. It lasts a week and then you never hear the song again, and it's kind of sad for the artist because, like, they worked on that art, but then you, at the same time, you have like that one song that lasts an entire year and it's hot and it's played every night in the club. So I think it's like that flash in the pan aspect of, like, if a song doesn't like take off that night that it drops, that it's not gonna be a hit, so they don't push it anymore, or like the DJs don't play it. And, like, you know, some hits are overnight and some take a year. Like, there's a lot of songs that right now that are just becoming hot that have been out for 2 years, and they're gonna be the biggest song by next year.
Is there a solution to this problem?
Um,
Oversaturation.
yeah, I think the way that the system's set up now, that there really isn't a solution. It's really just what we have to go through in the industry now. It's just, people can, and it's like back in the day, you had to go to a real established studio. Now you can have your laptop, a nice preamp, and a nice mic, and record anywhere you go. Like, I seen the video of Kodak recording in the car. You know what I mean? And you can record it, mix it, and release it all in a day, off a phone, really, if you wanted to.
On the opposite end of the spectrum, best thing about the music industry at this point, if anything?
I love the idea that independency is happening. Like, people are legitimately creating and making money off of music that they created and they own, and they're marketing it on social media and making money back and being able to reinvest that money and market it and make it bigger. So you have people that are playing in the same field as the majors without being a major. And I love that idea that, like, people are making a lot of money independently and still own it and can pass that down to their kids, and they can make money. And I think that's a beautiful thing.